Looks like there's some swell coming in. You getting excited?
Yeah, definitely. There's definitely some building swell. I'm really excited to hit the ocean with all my crew. Big shout out to Shaka Love, my boys, who I love to go bodyboard with all the time. And yeah, just really ready for some more action, some more swell, ready to hit the water again and go get some shots done with my boy Photo Merlin especially as well. So really excited for what the season has in store.
So with this hurricane swell, what's going to be your favorite wave to go and hit and or a favorite spot?
I mean, dude, you can't just narrow it down to one. I'd like to say that it'd be probably multiple spots. I want to definitely go down south towards the Laguna area, and then hit a spot in Newport that I like to surf with my boys all the time as well, and just go just chill and bring the positive energy that I love to bring to the sport and just make it grow and see the younger Groms go for dumb waves and just watch them charge and just seeing the presence of bodyboarding really grow in Southern California has been pretty amazing. So
I mean, since it's been a little smaller, do you have anything specifically, any maneuvers you've been working on and or a favorite maneuver?
Yeah, to tell you the honest truth, man, I watched a pipeline video of Guillermo Tamega, and this dude just did like one of the dumbest explosive El Rolos I've ever seen in my entire life. And everybody can do a roll, and it's one of the most basic tricks in bodyboarding, but I want to be able to just hit the ejection button sometimes and just hit it and go and hit the lip and just fly and hit action and get a good chunk of it off, because I feel like a lot of spots in California we don't really have a lot of reef breaks, so you don't really get a lot of that energy that you really get off a push off of a wave. And when I went to Hawaii, it's it was a completely different story. 2015 really changed my whole perspective on bodyboarding and what waves meant. So I want to be able to go into California and be able to hit some of the most basic maneuvers, and then when maybe I go travel and be able to go hit these better reef breaks and better waves, I just go and do it and hit it and go hard. And love doing what I do.
So do you have a favorite rider, and or more importantly, who has inspired you the most in bodyboarding?
Who's inspired me the most in bodyboarding? Oh God, that's a hard one. I can't narrow it down to one specific bodyboarder. I can say that definitely Jeff Hubbard is probably one of the best bodyboarders on the planet. Everybody knows that. He's pretty insane, and he just hits maneuvers they're absolutely nothing. He does them in his sleep. I swear that guy sleeps with his legs crossed or something. And then another bodyboarder who I just think has the best, easiest style and the dumbest inverts ever is Andre Botha, for sure. He hits waves that nobody goes for, his clips from Skeleton Bay, and all those guys are just nuts. They blow my freaking mind and make me just fall in love with bodyboarding over and over and over again. And another person who really has inspired me and helped me really grow personally and has been there for me is one of my friends, Jacob Vanderveld. Big shout out to him, and he's really progressed me and changed my attitude towards the sport and helped me look at bodyboarding at a different dynamic. It's not just who are the guys who are going out just on 3 foot to 6 foot swells and hitting backflips. It's who are some of the guys who can actually make basic lines and charge full on barrels and actually get good tube riding and actually be more basic about the sport, or go charge a friggin 20 foot keiki bomb or something dumb. That's the biggest thing in bodyboarding for me.
So how do you feel bodyboarding is progressing in California and just in the United States right now?
Oh God, man. I've never seen as many youngsters. It's crazy how much you see the water sports really has grown as a whole industry. It's not just kids who are just bodyboarding. It's people are just blowing up over it. There's so many photographers in Southern California I follow, 20, 50 friggin' 15-year-old kids with dope water housings who just get these insane shots and amazing stuff. And it's just amazing to see everybody kind of just going after what challenge they want to go after. But bodyboarding, especially down here, has definitely gotten another backbone of another group of solid riders and youngsters and people who are coming around the scene. And I haven't been involved with the whole bodyboarding scene for the longest time. I played drums, went on tour with a hardcore band, and did my own thing, and and just kind of lived my life and wanted to do things differently. And bodyboarding has really like taken shape in the past 3 years, and everybody just opened their arms and like accepting me, and just really cool people. Like everybody's been really like loving towards the sport. There's always those guys who have surfed the waves for the longest spots, and biggest respects to them and whatever. But I'm all about making the sport grow and making bodyboarding still like around while it can be. The ocean's not going to be around for like the longest time. The world's in like a very desperate place, especially in the United States. When I was a kid, I used to see the beach. It had no haze, it was a clear summer day, and now it's like all the time you see these weird dust clouds and these weird things over the horizon. And I just want to be able to push this sport while it's still possible, and be able to surf the waves that we still can, and just love life and live it.
What are your plans for the near future? Any trips coming up, or anywhere you're trying to go and visit?
Yeah, I'm actually going to Costa Rica with Team Bomber Eyewear. I work there. I'm the marketing and media manager for Bomber Eyewear, and I also run their warehouse and do orders and other things like that. The CEO's assistant, wear many different hats at that spot, and love what I do there. And I'm also a server at a local restaurant by my house, and I just do side jobs here and there when I can, so I just like to keep busy. I'm ADHD. I can't stop being busy, so like I like where my future's headed. I have a girlfriend who I've been with coming up on 4 years now, so the future's looking really bright for me, and I definitely want to have a family and do what I want to do, and just love life and live it, and just be a more positive person every day that I can be. There's more room for this world to have more positivity in it, and just want to influence people to live their life, to have more passion, to just love a little bit more, and for my future, just really want to progress as a bodyboarder myself, and really just want to stoke everybody out around me, all my friends, all the people I bodyboard with, who I consider my friends in the ocean, and all the people who I've even surfed with just a couple times. My buddy recently died in a drunk driving accident. He was a bodyboarder who I only bodyboarded with a few times, and he was really, really cool dude. And life gets taken like that, so it's crazy. You never know what's gonna come next and what's expected, so that's why I said I want to live my life more positively and just be a more passionate person and be more passionate about my sport.
Okay, final message. Anyone you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank all my sponsors. Biggest shout out to Cutback, my first board sponsor ever. It's my current board that I'm riding right now. It's the XR9 Revolution, made by PMA, otherwise known as Pete. He's the fucking best bodyboarder shaper in California, like just the most insane techniques. Guy blows my mind pretty much every time I be able to come into the factory and talk to him. And then this is another one that's shaped by him. This is actually a chisel tail on the bottom, so it's a new one I'm going to be taking with me to Costa Rica and testing that out with some new deck contours that I'm doing on top with this one. And then this is the XI Revolution Series model right here, and I've been riding this one. It's a bat tail, so kind of just been switching up all my different angles of bodyboarding. This one's more of a wider template, deeper channels, definitely more kind of like not my usual bodyboard. Definitely not the thing that I am the biggest fan of, but I love the way that this board rides, because it's just really, really, really smooth, and it charges chunky barrels. Like, I mean, if you want to go drop into a really dumb barrel where you need a really fast board and you need something that can flex back to you quick, this is the board that you definitely want to ride. This board is definitely more for speed. This is the board that I want to be taking down some freight train barrels and just kind of just getting the longest in and outs that I can off of with this chisel. And this board is just like more of my like standard maneuver board, like the crescent tail, deeper channels, the basic XR9 Revolution contours, just a couple tweaks to it to match. Obviously, I'm 6'3", so more like 6'2" and a half, but basically 6'3", and a size 42 and a half or a 43. So the
14 and a half years old also.
Yeah, 23. I'm still a youngster. Got a lot of life to live. And then biggest shout out to one of my most recent sponsors, Ally Swim Fins and 662 Mob. Big shout out to Alex Perez and Tamara, and big shout out to my boy Craig Wetter, who I get to talk to and got him along with Bomber Eyewear, Team Bomber, and got him to just show me around the family over there, and just really cool people. Love them, love what they represent to me. Say that I get to be on the same team as a lot of those guys is like flabbergasting. It's an honor. So really stoked about that. Another one of my biggest shout outs right here, ARS Bodyboarding. One of my first bodyboarding sponsors ever, clothing sponsor. My hat right here. They're my boys from Cornwall, the UK. Check them out. They make the dopest bodyboarding clothing you will probably ever find anywhere. Sorry, flat out best designs. They kill it. Really stoked for them, and really stoked to try to get them down here in the States. We're still working out some stuff. I've been dealing with a lot of personal issues and going through a lot of working 2 jobs, and trying to move my future forward with my sport, and trying to just be more involved with them. They're very busy as well, though. They run their own business, they have their own families, they do other things, so I'm really just excited to get them down here soon. And then another big shout out to my boy Anxious Energy. He's a private screen printer, and another big shout out to my boys KBH or Shark Polanski. Boys just hold it down. One of my favorite local spots I like to surf at, and just mad respect to them because they've shown me love ever since I was in the water, and they've held it down, and they're just both solid individuals, and I like to represent both of them very well, because they're just 2 small business guys trying to do their thing. Shark is completely different, though. I mean, that guy's one of the craziest artists I've ever seen in my life. Biggest shout out to KBH and those guys, because they get down when it comes to art and all that stuff, and that's another big part of my life is like art, and that kind of graffiti style is really dope. I really dig that vibe and that kind of energy. Kind of always been into that. So another, again, biggest shout out to Bomber Eyewear. They are the best eyewear company in the world. Make a floating durable sunglass. I mean, my favorite thing to do is always show people our flex test. So it doesn't matter how much you bend these things, they don't break, they float. Most comfortable sunglasses you'll probably ever wear in your life. That's pretty much it. I'm really stoked and honored to be on Cutback TV. Really excited to move forward with my future, and hope all the bodyboarders out there, never get discouraged by anybody. Don't ever let anybody tell you that you can't do something. Don't let anybody ever tell you you'll never be anything, because most of those people are taking out their own personal energy on you. And just progress forward and live life and love life, because you only got a short time amount here, and you never know what's in the afterlife. I'm not the craziest about however you want to live your lifestyle. That's up to you. I know where I'm going when I die, and it's I just love my life and trying to live it more positively here and trying to be a better human being. And big thanks again, Cutback TV. You.